Για μένα είναι θεία.
Εντάξει, Νίκο.
Μη στενοχωριέσαι. Πήγαινε μέσα. Πήγαινε μέσα.
Νίκο, θέλεις τίποτα?
Όχι, ευχαριστώ.
Εντάξει, Νίκο. Τι έχει ο Νίκος?
Δεν έχω ιδέα.
Δεν μιλάει.
Νέος είναι. Ό,τι θέλει ας κάνει. Αφήσε τον.
Αυτό είναι το μωρό.
There's no mistake about the third goal on the stroke of half-time. That was definitely...
Βαρέθηκα. Πάω να πάρω τη σιγάρα.
No colds? No, he'd been healthy pretty much all... You know, he was a big baby when he was born.
Went to bed, he was fine. I think it was 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock. Of course...
Νίκο! Νίκο!
Well, I think I need as much as...
Μια μπύρα θέλω. Μπύρα. Αυτή, να, είναι εδώ.
Oh, I don't understand.
A beer, sweetheart. What's a
Oh,
beer?
right.
Μπράβο.
Excuse me? Look, why does it take nearly an hour to get served here?
I'm very sorry. I'll try to hurry it up. What was it? The αυγολέμονο?
Okay. Fellow dolmas, hummus, tama salata, souvlaki ye yama. My husband was having the chicken.
Look.
Good evening, Sergeant.
Evening, sir.
Been out?
A restaurant with a wife.
Really? Which one?
It wasn't too good, actually. Took ages coming. The Acropolis.
They were probably a bit short-staffed in the kitchen.
What do you mean?
Come and meet the chef.
Do we know what happened?
Stripped of pathologist's jargon, somebody called a few hours back and broke his neck. Someone who knew what they were doing, apparently.
When was he found?
An hour or so ago. The old couple downstairs thought he'd gone to work at the usual time. They heard the front door and assumed it was him going out. was more likely his killer.
Didn't the restaurant ring to ask why he hadn't turned up?
Yes, even before you started howling for your grub.
And that's when they looked in his room?
Yes. The going isn't easy. How's your Greek?
As a matter of fact, I've just started learning.
Chance for you to practice. Now, Mr. and Mrs. Pappas, this man upstairs, he is not your son. This man, your lodger. Your son is at the restaurant.
Acropolis. Ναι.
Yes, Acropolis. Yes. His name is Dino.
Dinos. Konstantinos.
He reported the murder. Now, Nikos, he had a visitor tonight. Someone came to see him. Yes? Do you want to have a try?
No, not really. I mean, I can say it's a nice day and ask them if they sell beer, that's about it.
I thought their son was on his way.
He was supposed to be, sir.
Come on. Not a lot more we can do here.
We are closed. It's after closing time.
The manager already told you the place is closed.
I'm looking for Dino Pappas.
I'm Dino Pappas.
I thought you were coming home to interpret for your parents.
But I wanted to talk to him first.
And you are?
Vasilios Vasilakis.
Do I take it you own this place?
Among others. So I am naturally concerned when I happen to call in and find chaos and confusion. The kitchen staff about to mutiny. No chef.
He was unavoidably detained. But knowing that, you keep this man here when I've already asked him to come and help us.
We have to open tomorrow. A new chef has to be found.
That's obstructing the police in the course of their inquiries. A criminal offense. A man's been killed.
He wasn't only my employee, he was my countryman.
How long had Nikos been your chef?
About 6 months. He, has his own family taverna in Perez.
So why did he leave it to work here?
Experience abroad. Learn to speak English.
Do you know if he had any enemies?
Nikos? No, not one.
Chefs aren't always popular with the staff, am I right?
Well, he was. Everyone loved him.
Someone didn't. Not one little bit. Right. Shall we go and talk to your parents? That's the same T-shirt Nikos is wearing.
It's the staff uniform.
The design's from the Telos vase, yes?
I'm impressed.
The next time I call on someone to help with my inquiries, I don't want to have to come and get him.
Morning, sir.
Morning.
Sleep well?
Nope. You?
Like a log.
What about your chef?
PM report.
Which says what, roughly?
Fractured cervical vertebra at C1 or C2. The head was wrenched back, causing a compression of the spinal cord. A bit like whiplash, sir. Apart from that, we don't know much.
Oh, yes, we do. He was a good chef, well liked. In fact, he was so popular that no one could possibly want to kill him.
Got nothing much from Dino.
Or Dino's parents, or Basilikis. It's called closing ranks, Lewis. How about forensic?
No. No prints either.
Well, at least we have these prints. An ancient wooden ship. A baby. A family group which includes Nikos and an old couple, presumably his parents. A young woman who could be his wife, his sister, his girlfriend. And this, presumably, is the family business in Piraeus, which couldn't have been doing very well, or he wouldn't have left it.
Not in early spring, anyway, with the tourist season coming up.
But whenever I pressed him, Dino would say nothing more than that Nikos wanted to work in England.
To learn English. CID, Lewis. Yep. Right. Super wants to see you.
Well, if you've looked him up in this, you know all about him, then.
I knew anyway, but I wasn't about to feed his vanity by letting on. Basilikis is one of those old Greek shipping families. Niarchos and Nassis, not as rich, of course.
And far more respectable. He's a member of the Athenaeum. OBE is married into our nobility. He's a generous benefactor, the chairman of God knows how many charities. So if you knew all that, why did you go out of your way to get up his nose?
I didn't.
Oh, come off it, Morse. You pretended you didn't know his name.
Ethnic cases aren't up my street. Don't speak the language. Don't receive the signals people of the same race make to each other, or else try to conceal. Watch the mouth. It gives away what the eyes try to hide.
Is that one of your quotes?
Quotations, yes. Lord Byron.
Well, he took a bit of a shine to the Greeks, didn't he? So find yourself another interpreter, Morse. And try not to antagonize the rich and the famous just for the sake of it.
What's her name? This is Miss Georgie. Hey, your Yardis. She teaches Greek in my wife's evening classes. Hello.
Sergeant Lewis comes once in a blue moon.
Whenever I can get away. I thought you might be needing a translator, sir.
Is your Greek as good as your English?
Well, I've been over here a while now, but I'm bilingual. My parents moved from mainland Greece to New Zealand.
A New Zealand Greek? Funny old world it's turning into. When I was at school, it was all Maoris and Kiwis.
I bet it was pink as well.
Very. Well, shall we go? Give me those photographs, Lewis. You stay here and find out more about the dead man.
Doesn't he ever say please or thank you?
Αυτός είναι ο Νίκος, η αδερφή του η Μαρία και το παιδάκι της. Η μητέρα και ο πατέρας τους.
Το μωρό? Του
Είναι
Νίκου?
της Μαρίας. Ο Νίκος δεν είναι παντρεμένος.
The girl is the dead man's sister, and the baby isn't his, but hers.
Has he got children of his own?
None, he's not married.
Do they remember seeing any other snaps in his room?
Μήπως είδατε άλλες φωτογραφίες στο δωμάτιό του?
Does the boat mean anything? Was he interested in ancient maritime history?
Το πλοίο έχει σημασία τίποτε?
You see, that's not a picture postcard. That's an actual snap. This is worse than drawing teeth. can't keep calling you Miss Yoriades as Lewis tries to.
Poor man. He nearly breaks his jaw on it. Jocasta will do.
Well, Jocasta, what do you make of our aged parents in there? Are they telling us the truth?
Not the whole truth, no. I get the feeling they've decided on a story and they're sticking to it.
Or Dino has.
Not my speciality at all. You must talk to Randall Reese over there. He's the man on Greek naval history.
Which one?
Beside the rather attractive boy with a punk hairdo.
Your thesis is...
No, I once had very high hopes of Randall. He was a brilliant classical scholar. Single-handedly swept away all previous notions of how early naval battles had been conducted. Everyone was sure nothing could stop him, cutting a swathe through academia. But we reckoned without Friday.
Without what?
Mrs. Reese.
Friday? What's that, American?
You'd think so, yes. In fact, it's short for Friedeswide, the first of the name being daughter to a king of Mercia who fled to Oxford to preserve her virginity from an importunate prince.
And became the city's patron saint, yes?
Ah, you did know.
Well, I've heard of Friedeswide, but not its diminutive.
Still used locally.
So how did she influence her husband?
She's on the master's left. Surely you know her face.
Have you been following?
I have, everyone.
I'm told it's one of the best known in the country. The face that launched 1,000 clips. That's a technical television term, Morse.
I hardly ever watch.
Oh, dear. Here's the master, gone to all this trouble to catch his tame celebrity, but to no avail. Half the nation looks to her to solve their marital and medical problems, and you don't even know.
So how did she spoil her husband's scholarship? Aren't they happy?
If you believe the popular press, theirs is a marriage made in heaven. Hold on to your napkin.
I know, I've been through this pantomime before. Are you saying that Reese only married to hide his true nature?
Oh, would I imply anything so outrageous? Certainly tongues wagged. The usual college gossip, you know. But anything to do with naval battles,